Hey everyone, this is your host Sean at One Take Podcast channel. It's an emergency show apparently because Quazi, who you might saw from last week, wanted to talk about 10 Cloverfield Lane. Actually, I already have my review up, but I guess we're gonna do another one this time with multiple people here. Um, you can hear Quasi in the voice chat, but what you're seeing on screen is a text chat from our turbo friend, who is named Sal00. And I think we should get started with 10 Cloverfield Lane, our 10 Cloverfield Lane review, guys. Um,
I think so too.
Before I start, um, what did you guys think of the film overall?
Oh, super good. I loved it so much.
All right. Well, so I thought it was a really brilliant film as well. I thought it was really, really intense. Like I was shaking in my seat for some of the times, like I said in my review of it, which you should check out if you want as well. But we just wanted to do this podcast because Quasi even had a few theories here and there about this film.
Just a few.
Just a few. Um, mm,
Yeah,
so
I definitely did some jumps.
Yeah, I definitely jumped a lot too. So before we started, he talked about a couple theories on what happens with in the film with some of the characters, like John Goodman's character, for example. Um, Quasi, before we opened up our discussions, what was your theory on his character?
Okay, so to understand where I'm coming from here, I want the audience to take two things in consideration and just run with it. First thing, presume everything that John Goodman, the
Wait, wait,
guy who was
do you mind
sorry,
if I interrupt right there?
sure.
Sorry about that. If you haven't seen 10 Cloverfield Lane yet, I urge you to check out this video immediately. And we're gonna get to deep, heavy spoilers into this. This is a spoilers discussion about the film and theories we have here. Um, so if you haven't seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, I urge you to check it out. We all loved it, and you guys should check it out. Okay, back to you, Quasi.
Okay, so to understand my theory, I need you to go in. Just make this assumption. Think of John Goodman's character and everything he says and does, pretend it's completely innocent and completely true. Second, I need you to double check every fact we've been taking into consideration with a storyline and gauge it for accuracy and validity.
Mm-hmm.
So, you ready? Should I just kind of walk you guys through my theory?
Go for it, man.
All right. So, first things first, the girl. We don't know much about her. We don't care about her right now. All we know is she's running from her ex. We don't know what the ex did. Whatever. She goes to the gas station. We see some lights. We don't know who the person is, but the girl's nervous, so whatever. Could be John Goodman. We have no reason to believe it is at this time. We haven't met the character. But in retrospect, that could be who he is if he is the serial stalker. But again, we have no reason to believe this. The girl is doing her driving. She's distracted. You should not be on your cell phone when you're driving, but whatever. And in this case, here she gets run off the road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all established. Now, in comes John Goodman. He's looking after this girl who apparently has broken her leg. And yes, he has tied her up. But again, from John Goodman's perspective, he realizes this is weird. He just kidnapped a girl. But from his perspective, it was justified. And he needs to take some time to explain to her what's going on here. And he knows, he admits, she doesn't really want to be here. She knows this, and she's being told all this information. But despite all this, he trusts her, and in this case here, he lets her out of the room. He doesn't lock her in there every minute. He just locks her in the first day when she sets fire to everything. So fine. Now, let's fast forward a little bit because I'm not going to spoil everything for the movie. But let's go to the key moment. There is a moment in the film where the girl starts believing John Goodman. And then it gets undone after she finds a earring.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, spoilers for those who have not seen the film. You should watch it first. Don't let me spoil anything. But in this case here, it's believed to be John Goodman's daughter. Now, Gaming Kid, answer this for me, for in place of the audience.
Mm-hmm.
We believe that that earring is the daughter. For what reason?
Mm-hmm.
No, why do we think that that earring is the daughter's earring?
Well, because she's John Goodman in the during the film showed us a picture of what is supposedly his daughter, and she had the
Yes.
same earring.
Yes. And that's why the girl, I didn't even realize this, she had the earring in the picture, but the girl picked this up. She found the picture. She proved it. It was that girl's. But then why do we believe that that girl's now not the daughter?
Well, because the Emmett, who is the scruffy bearded dude, has said that it was a missing girl from his high school.
Hmm. So in this case here, we are led to believe as the audience that John Goodman is suddenly lying.
Mm-hmm.
But what do we know about this Emmett guy at all? We know that he didn't do very well past high school. We know that he helped John Goodman build this bunker. And we know that he's not liked by John Goodman. I'm going to come back to that. But he really isn't liked by John Goodman at all.
Mm-hmm.
Both Winstead and Goodman have more of a backstory than him. That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
That guy is just kind of a drifter. And remember, how did he get into the shed? Did John Goodman invite him in?
No, he forced himself.
He literally said, I forced my way in when he was talking to the girl in private. It's like, I forced myself into this when he saw John Goodman arriving with that girl. That was what he said. So, again, does John Goodman want to let anyone in or out? How did he break in, but the blonde lady couldn't? He didn't break in when the door was shut. He broke in when John Goodman was arriving. That's what he said. He said that he was arriving and he got in at that time. And then he confided in a separate sentence that he broke in. And that's how he got his bruise on his arm. So that's what he said. That's literally from his words. So the blonde lady couldn't get in because the door was already locked. And she just couldn't get in. And presumably maybe she's a little bit weak, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But in this case here, that's the thing. So what are you going to do here, John Goodman? Presume he's innocent? Or are you going to just kick out this guy? I mean, you'd have to open the door. And in this case here, you don't trust the air already. You already said this is the best makeshift air seal you can make. So right now he's got bigger things to deal with. He has this girl who he thinks that he's run off the road. We'll come back to that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
So fine. He knows this guy somewhat from the past because he helped him build this bunker. Leave him be. Let's deal with the big issues. Now let's fast forward. We're believing that John Goodman's telling the truth this entire time, why is Emmett lying? Emmett being Scruffy Dude, who I will now call Scruffy Dude from this point forward because I don't like his name. Why could and would Emmett lie? That's the question we should ask. Now, again, he's the one who said that girl isn't his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he need to lie about that? That's a very random lie to make. But what would Emmett have to lose if John Goodman, let's say, saw that earring? What if it was his daughter's, and John Goodman saw a bloody earring from his daughter?
Mm-hmm.
What would John Goodman think? Do we know anything about John Goodman's daughter? He never said the daughter was missing or dead. All we know that he said was that the mother turned her against him.
Mm-hmm.
And for all we know, she's in Chicago. But again, that's what maybe John Goodman thinks. Was he telling the truth? I'll admit maybe he's lying there. Or maybe he actually believes this. What if, and I propose, that Emmett, while he was working on the shed, the bunker, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
when they finished that portion of it, locked the girl in there? What if that girl was the daughter? What if, in this case here, he took care of that girl? Because John Goodman is focusing on his nice little hidey hole shed.
Yeah.
He has no reason to go to that part because it's all done with. He's going to go and focus on getting all the water and the beans and all that other stuff he likes. He got to make his spaghetti eventually, so he needs all those ingredients. He's running out of money because he's putting all of it in there. He's super depressed and distracted because his family's not with him, even though he clearly prepared for more than just himself.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case here, what if Emmett took care of the girl? And John Goodman never knew. Or maybe he suspected. Remember, he really did not like that guy. First time he interacts with that guy, he's yelling at him for being careless. And he clearly has animosity.
Mm-hmm.
Second time, he's yelling at him because he touched the girl, admittedly to help her stand up. But he was very specific to say there is to be no touching here. Never touch her.
Yeah.
That's a very strong line. At this time, we're thinking like maybe he's putting claim on the girl. But what if he actually always suspected that guy? He's kind of stuck with him right now. But he doesn't have to necessarily trust him. So what if he's actually really trying to protect her from him? And again, we don't believe at this moment that John Goodman is actually going to kill anyone. We just really don't trust him. But what if he doesn't even believe he wants to kill that guy? He's just playing it by ear. Second instance, he gets angry though, and he's not just a super anxious weird dude. You're talking about John Goodman, right? I have another theory about that. I think that he's has Asperger's. I'm probably saying that horribly wrong, but I think he has like Asperger's, so he has issues dealing with people socially.
Not OCD.
Maybe OCD, maybe PTSD.
Maybe.
A lot of
well,
things
he did say he was in the war, so
was he in the war? Or was just
he was a soldier.
Sub.
He was a soldier.
He was in a sub. That's all we know. And he worked on satellites apparently, but whatever.
Oh, the satellites thing actually does connect to Cloverfield.
It does. That was actually in something that came up in the first movie. I'll come back to that later.
Yeah.
But in this case here, that's my presumption right now, that Emmett is the killer of the girl, and that John Goodman was telling the truth. And the reason Emmett lied was to get the girl not to show John Goodman the earring, because what is he going to do if he sees this? He's going to put pieces together. He's going to say, well, hold on, why is my daughter's earring here, and why is it bloody? Why is there a help me sign on the inside of my bunker here? Who was here at this time? It was that scruffy dude. I'm going to go and go apeshit on him now because I can take him and I have a gun. And whose idea was it to get the gun?
Emmett's.
It was Emmett's. Interesting. Again, the girl's focus was on getting out. Emmett was all about getting the gun. He's like, okay, before we get out, we got to go and get him trapped in a chair, get his gun, do whatever. And what did Emmett say that he was going to do with the gun? Why did they want a weapon when he was trying to lie, maybe, to John Goodman? Well, we're not entirely sure how he... Maybe she was just stuck in there. It's the latter, but you have theories on that. But in this case here, in my mind, what if when he was telling John Goodman at that barrel scene about what they were doing, we thought he was covering up for the girl, trying to be all noble. What if he was actually telling the truth? He said he was trying to build a weapon to go in and get the gun because he saw how the girl looked at John and respected him, and he wanted her to respect him just like him. So in this case here, what if he was actually being truthful? He actually did want the girl to respect him with a gun. So in this case here, now people are about to say, hold on, John Goodman did go that one step further. He did go in, spoilers, about to come up, he did go in and shoot that guy in the head. And he definitely did horrible things here. I'm not going to deny that. But look at it from John Goodman's perspective. If he's telling the truth right now, he's had someone who he may not have trusted this entire time. He doesn't know anything about his daughter right now, but he hasn't seen her, so he's stressed out. He's been attacked more than a few times right now. And in this case here, this guy just admitted that he wants to get a weapon to make the girl respect him.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is not the cleverest guy in the world either. What does he mean? He clearly doesn't want the girl being touched by him or touching him. What if he thinks that he wants to go and rape her or something else very, very horrible? So now you're facing an impenetrable bunker that you don't want to leave, and you're stuck with a possible killer. He does what everyone always complains about in a movie. That why don't you just go and take care of him? He took care of him. And then he immediately takes every single step after this to make amends to the girl. He shaves to make himself more approachable. He goes and dresses really nicely. Again, from the girl's perspective, she still thinks he's weird, so he's going all Bates on her. But from his perspective, maybe he's actually just trying to be approachable, take care of her, give her ice cream because a horrible incident just happened and we got to deal and move past this. Let me do whatever I can to help you. But again, she already set her in her mindset now. And I'm not saying that the guy planned for him to shoot him. Clearly, he doesn't want that. Maybe he just didn't think that John Goodman had it in him. But in this case here, right now, it's all moot. No one's communicating anymore. And the girl thinks that in this case here, Emmett died a hero. John Goodman may have thought that he just took care of someone who clearly wanted to go and hurt everyone. And the girl is now stuck on this mind trip where she thinks that she's in danger again.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting up because nothing happened wrong while they were in the shed, really, before all this happened, before the earring. Everything was kosher. John Goodman didn't do anything wrong to her, as far as we can tell. We didn't even see any like hidden cameras or any of the other creepy stuff we usually see with these kind of movies.
Mm-hmm.
How does the daughter crawl up the morning? Yeah, he could have tried to woo her or what have you while Emmett was there. Maybe, yeah. But again, he also had this weird moment where he doesn't actually even recognize her as a woman. He keeps referring to her as little princess. I'm actually rolling with the whole maybe he does see her as his daughter replacement. We could have seen that from a creeper perspective or as an endearing perspective. Again, John Goodman in this performance, which is awesome, clearly was going for the creepy perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But what if in his Asperger's like state where he has a hard time communicating his feelings, he accidentally went in and made himself too creepy without realizing it, and as a result, no one realized he was trying to be helpful here.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he just really wants to have a family, and they're in the horrible situation, so he just wants to help everyone move past this. That's my theory. I think that for right now, the most sane theory is that John Goodman was telling the truth the entire time, and the girl killed her only friend in this world that was left. And then Emmett, unfortunately for him, died at the hand of John Goodman, but he might have actually killed his daughter. So maybe it was a kind of universal take that kind of thing, retribution. And this is not even my crazy theory. This is the sanest part of my theory right now. I'm not even. I haven't. Even, there's like three parts to my theory that I was walking the gaming kid through earlier, and it gets even
Yes.
crazier. Yes, gaming
Uh,
kids, your thoughts on this part?
Okay, well, with this theory, we talked about it briefly before we went to here in the recording. I know I'm going with a mostly audience reaction, but I still think Goodman was a creeper. Like, he was creepy as a mother freaking guy. Like, I when I saw him shave that beard during the movie towards the end, I was like, no, I'm getting out of here. If I was in the girl's perspective, I'm getting the fuck out of there right now. Like,
Now,
it's just so creepy what he does.
now my question to you is: just because he's creepy, is he guilty? Because I have no problem with you believing he's creepy. I believe he's creepy.
Well, Sal said the same thing you said. There's no denying he's creepy, but creepy doesn't mean that he's bad.
Mm-hmm. Because again, clearly it's been directed that way that they want you to think he's creepy. But again, from my perspective, he has like Asperger's or just some inability to communicate with people emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't necessarily realize he's being creepy. He's just being intense, and he's just trying to protect people the way he is. So yeah, he could still be creepy.
I did say earlier with your theory, like when they showed the photo of both the Goodman and the girl together in that couch,
Mm-hmm.
who took the photo?
Yeah, it's possible that that may have been Scruffy Dude. It could have just been maybe the mother. It could have been some other random person. That couch in the.
It was in the bunker, I think.
It was in the bunker.
Yeah.
So it does put the girl in the bunker with John Goodman.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we saw that at that scene, we were led to believe that maybe he had already kidnapped the girl and made her his daughter.
Yeah.
But what if actually it was his daughter, and she was just taking part? That was before the alleged mother went and turned the girl against him, or maybe in this case here, the guy went in and faked the girl running away and actually kidnapped her and put her in that other part of the shed that John Goodman clearly can't get to or doesn't care about looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Because why is she writing "Help me"? Who's going to look at this? Who else is going to be around here other than Emmett?
Well,
Maybe John Goodman. Maybe Daddy.
Sal is saying, like, do they have countdowns on cameras? Well, the camera they used was an instant one, right? It was like one of those the instant ones where you get the photo right away.
I'm gonna need to watch this movie like 3 times
I know,
now.
I gotta watch this like multiple times now.
Mm-hmm. Because I watched this throughout. And it's like halfway through, I realized this could be happening,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of changed my perspective. I need to watch it one time with the assumption that everything is as it is being shown, and John Goodman is evil.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch it from the very beginning again and watch it presuming John Goodman is innocent. And I need to watch it again, observing just that Emmett dude, so I can see what his reactions are every time that the girl talks to him. So I feel like,
Yeah.
because I'm pretty consistent, we're seeing everything from the girl's perspective right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we need to see it from John Goodman's and Scruffy Dude's perspective.
Now, that's one of your theories, saying Goodman was actually the good guy all along and all that.
Yeah, that's the same theory.
Wait, Quasi had this crazy theory, and I think we should hear it now.
All right. This is the same. This is the second theory. Not sane at all. More of a joke, but thematically, it could be accurate. I'm going with the theme here that girl ruins every relationship that she has with anyone trying to help her.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I went into some detail earlier about the husband who was like, "You can't just run away from your problems," and then clearly she goes and shuts it down. But that's actually kind of consistent with her character. When she finds a problem, she runs away. That's why. That's what the point of that hardware store story was about with her and that girl,
Mm-hmm.
and about why she's afraid of like aggressive older men who might be like her father. That's clearly why she's afraid of John Goodman, because I mean he's very aggressive and handholdy, and he doesn't know when to hold back. So that explains her fear of him, definitely. Mm-hmm. But in this case here, looks at a situation and freaks the hell out and attacks her attacker or runs away from the attacker. That's who she is. We've applied that to maybe the husband. We don't know what the nature of the fight was. Maybe she was cheating. Maybe it was just an innocent fight. Maybe it was something more important. We don't know. We don't know. John Goodman, I've said my piece on what I think here is, and I'm rolling with the idea that he's an innocent character this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
What about the aliens? What are the aliens doing at the end when we first see them? Are they attacking anyone as far as we know?
Well, didn't they say they took... Well, in the radio at the end of the film, they said, like, we took back Atlanta or something like that. We need help in Houston or something like that.
But did they name the aliens as the attackers? Remember, we're in the Cloverfield universe. What is the Cloverfield incident all about? Who's attacking?
Well, in the first Cloverfield movie, it was the monster under the river, so...
Is the monster in the river going to fit in that alien spaceship?
No.
No, clearly not.
That monster would break that thing.
Yeah, and if I can look this up later on, or maybe Sal, you'd want to do this. You can look into the actual lore, because they actually talk about where the monster came from that movie, and it is not anything to do with aliens as far as I've been able to read up. At least from the original time I watched it.
It's completely different.
Yeah, it was a complete red herring, because they made it seem like that when you're watching the movie. It was about like a meteor shower. But when you actually read into like the lore about what the directors and writers are saying, it's nothing to do with that at all. It's something entirely different. But regardless, that's clearly not the alien in that ship.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's not the monster in that ship. And that's what we should be expecting for the radio people to talk about. The monster, not the alien. Because this is the first time we've ever seen the alien. This is a complete 180. We have never seen anything about an alien at all in Cloverfield universe. It's just completely out of nowhere. And again, it was just funny to me when I watched that. I was like, he was right. Everything he was saying was accurate. But was it? Was the alien attacking the girl? Think about it. Who was attacking the girl first? Outside the bunker.
Holy shit. You just pulled... I just saw that picture. I was like, oh my god. John Goodman just appeared out of nowhere.
Hello, my hero.
Oh, let me edit that.
Touching your face right now on my screen.
What
Yes,
if
I'm
John?
glad so many people are thinking about this. I'm gonna just claim dibs right now on the fact that I just came from the movie like not half an hour ago.
Yeah.
I literally came home. I went onto chat. I'm like, I need someone to talk to about Cloverfield right now. Like, get on here now. So, from my perspective, I just saw it, and I think that John Goodman's like the hero. So I'm glad there's people who are backing me up on this. But
Uh,
yeah, my question to you was, what was the alien doing?
it was well. The thing is that you said it acted like a puppy at one point, right?
You're talking about the thing on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of acting like a puppy. I mean, think about it. It crawled under the car. It's clearly huge, so yes, the car moved. When it went into the shed, it went through the doggy door. Does that prove anything? No, but it's not really attacking so much as it's just kind of like curious what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we never actually see it attack the girl so much as it kind of pounce at her
Yeah.
again, like a puppy. Again, that's not so important to us, but maybe the alien ground thing is malicious. So I don't quite remember what the aliens look like in Cloverfield. Honestly, that little puppy thing, when I looked at it, it looked like a tardigrade.
Dude, the
I don't know if Sal, if you want to look that up for what does a tardigrade look like, you can probably find like a quick Google search and find that picture.
the monster in the Cloverfield first film, it looked completely different from these aliens.
Well, yes, the main monster, but remember those sewer creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Those are tiny little parasites, apparently.
Yeah, but that was even different to these little aliens that were in this film.
Yeah, but in this case here, I'm gonna just roll with this idea because again, if we look into the lore of Cloverfield, apparently this was like a super radiation thing, and it just like mutated this creature,
Mm-hmm.
and everything that was attacking in the uh, sewers and on the ground were actually parasites.
Yeah.
And I want Sal, if you could do me the favor right now, can you look up a tardigrade on Google and give us a picture of one?
Mm-hmm.
While Sal does that, I propose that the aliens actually came down. We're like, what the fuck is happening to Earth right now?
Mm-hmm.
There is. I'm sorry for your viewers who.
It's
have
alright.
issues
It's
with
alright.
this. But yeah, what is going on with the Earth right now? There is a giant monster thing that tardigrade. I will type it in here. Excuse my loud keyboard. Tardigrade. I approximate spelling. I don't know for sure. But yeah, what's going on with Earth? New York has this giant, huge creature that's messing shit up. We have all these weird creatures floating around here. And I'm gonna just hang around this cornfield to shake because that's what aliens do. We hang around cornfields,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like probing stuff. Maybe it's handling a cow, and then even the sirens are going off. I was expecting if it's malicious, that hey, maybe in this case here it's gonna go and like blow up the car. Like that will prove that it's malicious.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it doesn't do anything. The only thing that's actually going to the car is that little creature, and then the only time we see the alien make any moves on the girl is when she's being chased by the creature on the ground. We have no reason to believe the creature came from the ship. If it did, maybe it's trying to protect her.
Oh, that
What does that look like to you, gaming kid?
looks like the little monster in 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, except huge. Kind of like what happened to the sewer creatures in Cloverfield. They were just huge parasites that already existed on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
What if this was one of the parasites? We have no reason to believe they only had one parasite. It's a creature on the ground. You could have dozens, thousands. So in this case here, yeah, what if this was just a jacked up tardigrade that just grew up? Again, I'm not going to go into the whole physics of making things huge, because clearly that's movie logic and that's super science, but whatever. But yeah, the aliens exploring the Earth. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And it's like, there's this giant tardigrade here that's supposed to be like, what do they say? It's like, you have to look at this through like an electron microscope to see it. So it's like super tiny. And now it's huge. It's bigger than a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, other people have made this connection. I knew it the first time I saw it. I was like, that's a tardigrade design. It was like, I kept thinking right then and there, that is something that looks like a tardigrade. So yeah. Now it sees this girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, if we're going with the whole universe, being as is, then maybe they're like, we're not going to interfere with humans or whatever because we never made that connection before that we were aliens. But now everything's gone to shit. We got to go and like pick up this girl, and we don't know what the aliens are like. All we know is that they're in like a metal ship with tentacles flying around there.
Mm-hmm.
Are the tentacles the actual aliens, or is just that the way the aliens do things? They have tentacles. It's really prehensile. It's easy to grab stuff.
Yeah.
So they're bringing up the vehicle that has the girl in it. They're saving it from that tardigrade. What was that green mist? We thought it was deadly poison, but the girl lost her mask very quickly, and it was literally seconds after the mist. Is the mist going to dissipate that much? Now, again, it could be that it's not fast acting. What if that wasn't actually deadly mist to us? Remember, after the mist, did we ever see the tardigrade again?
No.
What if it was like an antibacterial or antiparasitic? For a giant tardigrade, maybe in this case, this is poisonous to them. To humans, like, I don't know, ampicillin. So it's like, whatever. Yes, there is a monster too, actually. One is a small wild dog-like creature with the mouth of a tardigrade and is plated in metal. Interesting.
That's a quote from probably somebody that said about the monster, the little monster.
So in this case here, who killed the pigs? What if it was the tardigrade? We don't know actually what killed them. I thought they had slashes on them. From the entire beginning of the movie, I thought that John Goodman would be like, what isn't gas? It's actually those giant creatures. I didn't realize there even was giant creatures. I thought it was just a giant nuclear holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I always assumed it was one of those creatures from the first movie. But in this case here, what if it was this tardigrade thing? I'm not saying that I brought up the whole puppy thing just because I want to make that analogy, because it would be just hilarious if that thing actually was a giant puppy trying to go in and like just lick her face with its giant serrated teeth, but in the most innocent way possible. But what if the alien's like, we can't don't interfere here. Sorry, Picard. We got to go and bring this girl up, and then they get Molotovs in the gut. This girl is hurting everyone that tries to help her. Everyone.
That's his theory.
Maybe the husband was trying to help her, and they got in a fight, and she ran away. Then John Goodman admittedly ran her off the road, but then tried to help her and did nothing else but try to help her throughout the entire movie, because I'm running with that theory.
Mm-hmm.
And now in this case here, the tardigrade is just trying to be playful, but maybe it was too dangerous, so the alien's like, you know what, screw this, we're going to help this girl, then Molotov up the gut. She does have a reason. Everyone in this movie has reason to behave the way they did.
Yes, exactly.
But from her perspective, she's behaving rationally. From the aliens, they're behaving rationally. Because we don't know what they look like. We haven't seen the alien. All we know is there's a giant flapping gut, opening maw thing on the inside. We didn't really see any teeth, as far as I could see. It's just orifices.
Mm-hmm.
So that could have been like the nice happy room where they give her like cocktails, and they like give her the good gas.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're going to make her Space Jesus. We don't know. It's like,
Jesus.
you have been chosen to be Sailor Moon, and we shall empower you with the powers of the moon to help your planet. Screw the Negaverse. But no, she screwed everyone over. She hurt everyone that tried to help her. Oh, also quick bit of sidetrack on that Picard comment. The new Star Trek looks great. Don't even that's a different discussion. Don't start me on Star Trek
that's
now,
that's another discussion.
because I will go for a very long time about how this is no Picard, my friend. No Picard. Anyway,
back to Cloverfield Lane.
Yes, that was the second theory. Admittedly,
Yeah,
more of a hypothetical just for comedy effect thing, but it makes sense in terms of theme, and it could have an argument in this case here. So, one, John Goodman's innocent. Emmett killed his daughter. Two, the aliens were actually being peaceful and helpful. And now in this case here, they want to go in and help the girl, but now she screws everything up and blows them up. And she's super resourceful. I just like how she can just like whip out a Molotov and like MacGyver shoot together. She was MacGyver the entire movie.
Alright, well, that's your second theory. Now, this third theory you talked about, I was like, whoa, this could happen. This is like really trippy stuff.
Now, I want this to be on record. I did not read anything. I literally came home, and I was just been talking shit.
Yeah.
So at this moment, while Gaming Kid and Sal were chatting, I went and thought about something random, and then I suddenly realized, what if it's possible Cabin in the Woods was connected to Cloverfield,
Now,
which was
now,
connected to this movie?
now let's be clear. 10 Cloverfield Lane, uh, Cabin in the Woods, and the original Cloverfield were actually, but Cabin in the Woods was directed by Drew Goddard. Cloverfield was written by Drew Goddard, and this new 10 Cloverfield Lane was produced by Drew Goddard. Drew
I did
Goddard
not know
is
any of this. I don't know who Drew Goddard is, but I want to thank him.
Drew Goddard is also, if you don't know who he is, he's a big he's also the writer of the Daredevil show on Netflix, and he's done a lot of stuff involving this type of area, like sci-fi, weird stuff, like The Martian as well. He's done a lot of stuff, but what Quazi made is a connection to both Cloverfield and Cabin in the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can
So
see
again,
right there on our screen, you can see a Reddit form.
Sal actually found this for us after we made the comments, so I'm very impressed with myself. Everything I'm saying right now is coming. I want $1 million, please. But in this case here, it's just amazing to me that every moment it's just coming to life. I was hoping, like, in 5 years, Drew Goddard or whoever ran this would be like, yeah, Cabin in the Woods is actually part of this universe because they acquired some rights to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't even know anything about this. Now, hold on. Before we do this, Sal has not watched Cabin in the Woods. And Sal, like I said, once we get to this Cabin in the Woods, I need you to go and mute yourself. Or not mute yourself. Mute us. So you cannot hear us talk at all. I will make a mention in chat when we've stopped talking about this. Because I need you to watch Cabin in the Woods. It's so good. You will love it.
And
I don't want to spoil it.
And also to our viewers, if you haven't seen Cabin in the Woods or the original Cloverfield or 10 Cloverfield Lane, I urge you to step out again now. Really. You guys should really see all 3 films, and I urge you to check them out. I'm assuming Quasi's typing something in the chat.
Yeah, I'm just confirming that he's muting us.
Okay. In a second.
All right.
I guess. Wait, hold up. 10 Cloverfield Lane has more connections with Cabin in the Woods?
What? Sal, you better not be reading these links. I don't want you to spoil yourself at all. Cabin in the Woods needs to be seen completely without anything. Just watch it. Do not read any of this.
But this is fascinating, though, if you think about it, though. Like, imagine if they were all connected somehow. Okay. I think we can. I'm pretty sure he muted us now. Okay. So if the ending of Cabin in the Woods was like, if you want to explain Quasi, you can explain the ending of Cabin in the Woods.
Okay. So Cabin in the Woods. I will. So in this case here, Cabin in the Woods, it's a fantastic movie. Watch it. The ending is apocalyptic, and they specifically said giants, Promethean giants, the big Olympic god style huge giants will rain upon the earth and destroy us all, unless they do the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Did they do the sacrifice? No.
They didn't.
The girl and the guy just had a smoke while everything went to shit, and then that's the end of the movie. And again, we also saw throughout the entire movie that there are agencies all around that have the ability to go and enact spirits and ghosts and all this other crazy shit.
Yeah.
Including aliens. So, in this case here, there's a whole bunch of weird shit happening in that universe. Now, what is attacking New York?
The monster from the
river. Giant-ass monster, in this case here. We never saw what the giants in Cabin in the Woods looked like. We just were told they were giant monsters that would destroy us all. So what if that was one of the monsters? What if that was one of the giants? And again, all the monsters got out from this area. I don't know where they were, but they were somewhere rural. It's been a few days. They could have escaped. They clearly didn't contain this anywhere. So, I mean, whatever. So, what if this alien thing, if we skip the whole aliens are innocent aspect, because again, we don't know that they're attacking, but let's presume that, like, say, he's attacking. What if it's one of the aliens from that ship or from that base.
True.
Yeah. So in this case here, there's a whole bunch of things that could connect this, and that was just my hope. That was a faint dream. I was just saying, what if this could happen? And I was hoping that in 3 years there'd be like another Cloverfield movie, and then suddenly we tie it all together because they bought the rights to Cabin in the Woods or something, and we get like Cabin in the Woods 3, the Cloverfield Lane.
Mm-hmm.
But no, as soon as I said that, Sal was like, oh, and then he looked it up and he finds all these things. So I'm gonna stop talking about the Giants so Sal can come back. Unless, Gimke, do you want to say something?
Well, I got one quick thing. Like, imagine if you know how in Cabin in the Woods the underground people managed to control all the monsters in those cubes and all that.
Yeah, I wasn't clear how they did that.
Well, what if one of those things was the little monster in 10 Cloverfield Lane?
Oh, what if it was?
What if they released? What if they released it?
Oh, if someone comes and finds out that that area that they released all those things in was actually in Illinois, and this is where this was being held,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just flip my shit. Like, but yeah, no. What if that is it? Yeah, I wasn't even considering the little monster. I was still going with that whole. It could have been one of the parasites,
Well,
but yeah, it could have been.
You gotta also think about this. In Cabin in the Woods, when the underground people saw all the monitors with all this tests with the people, with the ghosts and the monsters, it was worldwide. It wasn't like in a single state. It was literally worldwide where they're testing it.
Japan couldn't handle it. They had like a whole bunch of children. And the children already bested the ghosts or whatever. Japan's on ball here, but in this case here, yeah, they had one last chance and they screwed it up. They screwed it up royally. No, I seriously, that could be a thing as well. They could have just had like a monster tardigrade thing. We don't know how they got the monsters.
Yeah, pretty much.
Should I let Sal know we're ready?
You can probably unmute him now. I think we've talked about that theory.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All three
That
theories.
is my 3 theories. First, more reasonable theory: John Goodman did nothing wrong, and Emmett killed his daughter. Second, more unreasonable theory, just because of comedic effect. The theme is that the girl's killing everyone that's trying to help her.
Mm-hmm.
And the fourth one
The third
is
one.
that Cloverfield. Or sorry, screw it. There's so many theories I've made, but the last theory was that Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield Lane, which are clearly connected because we already know this, and in this case here, the Cabin in the Woods is all in the same universe, and everything's happening from that event. Now, I'm just thinking about this. I don't even know when Cabin in the Woods came out, what year it was in that movie. If it was 2010, and then Cloverfield happened in 2010, and then this movie, if we see like any clippings of the date, it was in 2010, I'm going to just lose my mind. Because that would be like super impressive if they had the same date for everything.
That would be amazing. That would be.
Hold on. It's World War Z. No, World War Z was a book.
Yeah, we can't connect World War Z. Martian was a book as well, so we can't connect those two. These 3 films were original ideas from the start.
Yeah, so like, if they are somehow and someone brought them in, I'd be so impressed.
But I highly doubt it because they're very self-contained stories, both of them.
Why would the Martian be part of this universe?
Yeah, I know. I don't know, Matt Damon.
I'm not ruling this out. I need more Matt Damon in my life.
Yeah, I don't think the Martian or World War Z would connect to it at all, because they're both books. But yeah, I think you've discussed all your 3 theories, pretty much.
So, have I made a believer of you?
You kind of did in all 3 theories, honestly. Even the second one was comedic, you made me really, really think about all the rest of them. Like, I was like, maybe that could be true. Maybe it's not. We don't know.
Yeah.
Until then, we're just assuming things. But there are already a lot of articles we've linked that could have connections. You should definitely like post this on Reddit or something like that. You should share this video when I'm done with it.
Possibly. This one I'm proud of my theory. I want this to spread. I want it to be known as the Quazi theory. The Quazining.
The Quazining.
The Quazining has happened.
But are there the theories that we all love the film and in general? You should check. What's that?
Super 8.
Oh, Super 8. Wait, hold on. I gotta look up something.
Hold.
I gotta look up something. Super 8.
Who was involved? Is this
we all know
guy
J.J.
involved?
Abrams was involved, but I'm checking right now. Hold the phone.
There was an alien. Hold on. I'm assuming, Sal, have you watched this?
I'm looking it up right now.
You haven't watched all of it. You are aware there's an alien in there, right?
Okay. Well, Drew Goddard isn't involved in Super 8, sadly. But
he isn't, or he is?
He's not.
Okay, but J.J. Abrams is
J.J. Abrams is like the big, like, star.
He's connecting them.
Yeah. And also, the 10 Cloverfield Lane, and Super 8 were all by Bad Robot Productions as well.
So, I mean, just because, remember, Super 8 also happened like way in the past.
Yeah, it's 80s.
So maybe in this case, there's like a forgotten incident that never got recorded properly. Because again, not everyone knew about this. It was just like that town and the people, and clearly we don't know about this in our universe. So unless this is an alternate universe, Super 8 creatures, Cloverfield connection, JJ. Oh, he rules that out. Okay, fine.
Well, we can't connect Super 8 then.
If J.J. Abrams actually says that it's not.
Yeah, these theories though.
I'm sticking with my stuff. I don't care what the truth is. I believe in this. Screw the truth. Yeah. I want to see where the internet takes us on this one.
I can't wait to post this on YouTube.
Do it. I want a John Goodman counter in the corner for every single time I say John Goodman. I'm gonna be like,
that's gonna be hard.
How many times?
That's every single time. I don't know if I'll include that, but I'll definitely. I'm definitely include. Yeah,
yes,
the creepy
little face of John Goodman, and every time I say change the face to something else of John Goodman, like just pictures of him from Roseanne. Like John Goodman.
That's gonna be hard.
John Goodman did nothing wrong.
I want to post this like right away too, but if I do that, that's gonna take all night. So
yeah, do what you need to do. I'm just saying. I'm calling dibs. It is.
Yeah,
March
I'm not
18th.
doing that. I'm just uploading this right away. But it's Sal's Reddit post on John Goodman's face just literally popped out and shocked me. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna shock everybody else. So
yes.
So
let this be the John Goodman.
Let this be known, guys.
Yes.
Let all these.
Someone else in chat do a highlight reel of this and just like edit in John Goodman's face for us. We got a whole bunch of highlighters in our community. Yes.
But I think that's it for our spoilers and theories discussion on this film. Is there anything else you want to add, Quazi, to it?
Believe in John Goodman. He's never led us astray.
All right. Well, I think we've talked enough about 10 Cloverfield Lane. Every one of us here, all three of us, truly recommend this film, even if you take these theories seriously or not. If you haven't seen 10 Cloverfield Lane and are watching this, what the hell are you doing? Go watch 10 Cloverfield Lane already. It's such a great film. It might be one of my favorite films so far this year.
I totally agree.
All right, well, that's it for today. This is like a bonus episode we did for you guys, since I already uploaded one episode on Wednesday. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you follow and subscribe to this channel. Quazi, I thank you so much for taking up your time. Well, technically you made this up as well. So
I just wanted to talk about this, so this is like, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, he literally just got home, went on Discord, and called for us immediately, like, can someone please talk about 10 Cloverfield Lane with me?
It's on the chat logs. You can prove it.
And thank you, Sal, for sticking with our text chat there. And yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Um, this weekend, expect an episode of One Take with a guest. I don't know when yet or which guest it is yet, but definitely expect something. And that's it. I hope you have a great time, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
See ya.